Top 3 Washington quarter errors worth over $200,000. The hidden wealth in your change, featuring the 1990 D quarter. Most people never take a second glance at the coins in their pocket. They assume quarters are just quarters, 25 cents to feed a meter, buy a soda, or get change back at the grocery store. But what if I told you that some of these quarters, the ones you've probably handled thousands of times, could actually be worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars? That's right. Hidden among billions of coins are rare errors, unusual varieties, and forgotten minting secrets. And today, we're diving deep into the top 3 most valuable Washington quarter coins that could make you rich. 1. We'll begin with a quarter that looks completely normal to the untrained eye, the 1990 D Washington quarter. Magnifying glass tilted left. What makes the 1990 D quarter special? Let's break this down. The Denver Mint struck millions of 1990 Washington quarters. Most of them are common and have no added value. But a small handful were struck with a minting anomaly so unusual that it slipped past inspectors at the mint. This specific error, a missing edge reading and a faintly doubled die on the obverse, Washington's profile. Collectors identified these flaws and rushed to authenticate them. One confirmed 1990 D specimen, in brilliant uncirculated condition and graded MS 66, sold at auction for over $40,000. That's $40,000 for a single quarter. And here's why it happened. During the minting process, a coin is struck between two dies, one with the obverse, front, and one with the reverse, back. As the blank enters the coining chamber, it should also receive edge reading, those little vertical lines along the coin circumference. But in this rare 1990 D error, the blank was fed into the press without going through the upsetting mill properly. That left the edge smooth, no reading, which should never happen on a modern quarter. On top of that, slight doubling can be seen on the lettering and profile of George Washington's bust. This is likely a Class II mechanical doubling, caused by die shift. These two errors in combination make the 1990 D quarter not only unique, but extremely desirable. How to spot it? If you want to check your 1990 D quarters, here's what to look for. Check the edge. Is it missing the standard reading? If it's smooth, you may have something special. Use a loupe or magnifying glass to examine the obverse. Look at Liberty and In God We Trust. Is there subtle doubling? Condition matters. If it's still shiny, has minimal scratches, and good strike detail, your value goes way up. Weigh it. A standard clad quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. Anything off could indicate a planchet error as well. 2. The 1965 No Mint Mark quarter, a $177,000 transitional error. Now let's move on to what is perhaps the most famous modern quarter error ever discovered, the 1965 Washington quarter with no mint mark, but more importantly, struck on a silver planchet by mistake. Sounds unbelievable. Well, one such coin sold for $177,000 at auction. The 1965 transition, what changed? In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major shift. Because silver prices were skyrocketing, it became too expensive to keep minting circulating coins in 90% silver. So, the mint switched to a new composition, a copper core with a copper-nickel clad outer layer, what we still use today. However, during this transition, some leftover silver planchets from 1964 were mistakenly used to strike coins dated 1965. The result? Transitional error coins that should not exist, and that fetch huge sums when authenticated. Detective mail sign. What does the error look like? The 1965 transitional error coin looks almost identical to a regular 1965 clad quarter. There's no mint mark, which is normal for that year. So the error must be spotted by analyzing its metal content. Collectors and dealers use a few main techniques to find these hidden gems. Weigh the coin. A normal 1965 quarter, clad, weighs 5.67 grams. A silver quarter, pre-1965, weighs 6.25 grams. That tiny difference can mean thousands of dollars. Visual inspection. Silver quarters have a solid silver edge, no visible copper stripe like modern clad coins. If your coin looks silver all around, it's worth checking further. Sound test. Silver rings. Literally. Tap the coin on a hard surface or against another coin. Silver quarters produce a high, ringing tone, while clad coins sound dull. Professional grading. If you find a 1965 quarter that feels heavy or looks different, don't clean it. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm its composition and condition. Real auction value. One of these coins, in pristine uncirculated condition, was graded MS-67 and authenticated as being struck on a silver planchet. It sold for $177,000. Why so much? Because the error is historically significant, extremely rare, and happened during one of the most important transitions in modern U.S. coinage. And the best part? More might be out there, in coin jars, estate sales, or old rolls of quarters. This isn't just collector fantasy. It's real money, found in the most ordinary places. 3. The 1997 P quarter variety that shocked collectors. By 1997, most collectors weren't expecting any major errors from modern quarters. The minting process had improved. Quality control was stricter. But somehow, one coin slipped through, and it changed the game. We're talking about the 1997 P Washington quarter with an obverse doubling and off-center strike, an unusual combination that sent collectors into a frenzy. Why is the 1997 P quarter valuable? Most 1997 quarters are common, billions were minted at the Philadelphia Mint. But this particular error combines two rare traits, a light to moderate double die on the obverse, noticeable around the letters, Liberty and Washington's I. A slight off-center strike, shifting the image ever so slightly from its intended position. Individually, these errors are already desirable. But combined in one coin. It's a collector's jackpot. One such example, in MS-66 condition, authenticated by PCGS, sold for over $12,500. What caused it? Let's break down the two elements. Double die obverse, DDO, occurs when the die itself has a misalignment between strikes during its creation, causing design elements to appear twice, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. Off-center strike happens when the blank, planchet, isn't perfectly centered in the striking chamber. The result? A coin where the design is visibly shifted, sometimes even showing part of the blank edge. In this 1997 P coin, both issues are present. That makes it extremely collectible. What to look for? Check the P mint mark and the word Liberty for doubling. Examine the coin's circular symmetry. Is the image shifted? Is there more blank space on one edge than the other? Ensure the coin is not post-mint damaged. Real mint errors have certain tells that experts can identify. Bonus tip, even small off-center strikes, like 3% or 5%, can carry value if the coin is in mint condition. Combine that with doubling, and you've got something truly rare. Subscribe for daily rare coin content. Like and share this video to help others spot valuable coins.